Honey, I'm very sad. I sometimes stand quietly at the edge of my own thoughts and wonder how someone like you could ever turn your eyes toward someone like me. Not because I see myself as empty, but because when I look at you, the word extraordinary feels suddenly too small. You move through the world as if beauty learned how to breathe, not just the kind that turns heads, but the kind that settles into rooms, softens sharp days, and makes people speak more gently without realizing why. You are breathtaking in the way sunrise is not loud, not begging to be noticed, but impossible to ignore once it arrives. And sometimes I think, how does the sky choose where to place the sun? How did fate decide that your light should ever fall on me? There are moments when I feel unworthy of the way you smile, as if that smile belongs in museums or written into poetry older than language itself. Moments when I think someone greater, stronger, more accomplished should be the one standing beside you, someone who never doubts, someone who never stumbles over their own heart. Because you are not just beautiful, you are intelligent in a way that feels alive. Your mind doesn't just hold knowledge, it dances with it, questions it, reshapes it. You see the word not as it is handed to you, but as it could be. And when you speak, ideas bloom where silence used to live. I listen to you talk and feel both inspired and afraid. Inspired because your thoughts expand me, afraid because I wonder if my own words will ever be enough to meet you where you stand. You laugh easily, and that laugh is dangerous. Dangerous because it makes everything heavy, feel suddenly survivable, because it reminds people that joy doesn't have to be earned through suffering, that happiness can exist simply because you're alive and willing to share it. You are fun in a way that heals. Fun not as escape, but as reminder. You remind me that life can be playful without being shallow, light without being empty. And I watch you bring warmth into moments that were once cold and think, how does someone like me deserve to witness this? Sometimes my admiration feels like a confession. I'm afraid to say out loud, not because I don't feel it, but because I fear that if I admit how high I hold you, you'll see how small I feel standing here. I look at my flaws and line them up like evidence, my doubts, my pauses, the way I overthink love as if it were a fragile object that might shatter if held too tightly. And then I look at you and think maybe you deserve someone who never questions their worth. But love has a strange way of arguing back. Because even in my uncertainty, even in my quiet fear of not being enough, my heart reaches for you without hesitation. It reaches the way truth reaches, the tongue, unplanned, unavoidable, honest, and maybe deserving someone is not about perfection. Maybe it is about reverence, because I see you not as an idea, not as a pedestal, but as a whole human being, brilliant and complex, joyful and tired, strong and still learning. I see the effort behind your smiles, the courage behind your confidence, the depth beneath your laughter. And I don't love you because you are flawless. I love you because you are real and extraordinary within that reality. Still, there are nights when I lie awake wondering if my presence in your life is a gift or an accident. If one day you'll realize that you could reach higher, that you could choose someone with fewer scars, with clearer certainty, with less fear woven into their affection. Yet every time you look at me, really look at me, those fears soften, because your gaze doesn't measure, it doesn't compare, it doesn't ask me to be more than I am in this moment. You make space for me, and that alone feels like love. You are amazing, not just in grand ways, but in the quiet ones. The way you listen without interrupting, the way you remember small details others forget, the way you show kindness even when no one is watching. And I think maybe being worthy of someone like you is not about matching your brilliance, but about honoring it. If I am unsteady, I will still stand beside you. If I am unsure, I will still choose you. Honestly, if I am imperfect, I will still love you with intention, with patience, with the kind of care that grows instead of demands. Because love should not be a contest of who shines brighter. It should be a place where two lights exist together without trying to outdo one another. And if I sometimes feel undeserving, it is not because you make me feel small. It is because you remind me how vast love can be. You are breathtaking. You are brilliant. You are joy wrapped in intelligence, beauty grounded in warmth. And if my heart trembles holding feelings this deep, it is only because they are real. One moment I was simply watching you exist, and the next my thoughts were arranging themselves around the idea of you, as if my mind had made space before I ever asked it to.